So, congratulations for becoming CFP, and now you're very confident
Yeah.
like a CFP. And I guess you're a very young CFP. So, young CFP has got a lot of advantage, both in terms that you have long way ahead, and you're in the right frame of ecosystem right now, where
Yes.
financial planning is extremely important that way. So, I think congratulations once again for all becoming very successful at the fastest pace. In fact, 6 months is a very, very fast pace. But there are very rare students who have done it in 6 months' time. You can check the records across the country. Very few are there who has done in 6 months. So it's highly appreciative how you have done. Yeah. So to begin with, I would like to know, how did you think of becoming CFP? Like, what is it which has motivated you to become CFP? And
Uh,
yeah.
this motivation I kindly got from my father because he motivated me to pursue CFP.
Mm-hmm.
As a group of his friends are done CFPs, and so then he asked me to participate in CFP. So I started doing regular path in 2021 batch during COVID time. But as my classes are overlapping and everything, I got missed in a way. So I just stopped my regular path and I just completed the ethics page and all, completing the reading of the modules. I didn't attempted any exam. And after completing my BCom and then I joined my MBA. Then I had PMS. I started doing my PMS exam at December in 2023. That time I
Mm-hmm.
met you. So after that, you have asked me to do CFP fast track way. It's easy as you are already pursuing MBA. Once you complete your MBA, you can do in a fast track way because I already have my AMFI certificate in 2021. So it already
Mm-hmm.
has 3 years kind of experience. So that's kind of helpful to me to pursue the CFP fast track way. That's how it
Mm-hmm.
all started, and I started my studying part. I mean, this preparation, everything from July. The
July
classes,
is
which
it?
module,
Mm,
was 1-to-1
mm,
session in July,
mm,
I started,
mm,
and November I have completed my financial plan assessment exam, and I
mhm,
got result in December. So I cleared that,
mm,
and in December cycle, I have completed my. I have attempted one of the exam CFP. That time I have missed it slightly with a narrow score. That time I
mm,
couldn't complete, and then I have again took the exam in Feb cycle. Now it
mm,
got cleared, and now I'm a
mm.
CFP planner.
Okay. So, having gone through this entire journey of learning, what is the 3 points you feel that was the strengths which is there for Preeti and which actually worked for her? I mean, what are the three qualities which you did and which has
Mm.
made you successful?
For me, it's like practicing and making time for how to do it, and
Mm,
some sacrifice of my social life with my friends.
very
So
good.
that's the main thing. Yeah,
Yes. Yeah.
and doing all the case studies through all analyzing whatever the steps you make me to read, first to read and then make the questions, and then after you have to write the points, like not directly going to the Excel and doing the formula. First you asked me to take like a notes kind of thing. You read the question and then take down the points or whatever the formulas, you just write it down. So that kind
Mm,
of reading method, it got helpful very
it helped
much.
you. So you did how many sessions with me on one? I think 18 to 20 sessions you had, right, with me? Yeah.
Yes,
So
ma'am. For
every day you spent
each module,
1 hour. Hmm, Um,
yeah.
every
one
day
hour
1 hour. Yeah.
1 hour with you and 1 hour myself, whatever the homework problems you gave and whatever the assessments you gave to me to complete for the next day.
Mm,
And
mm. Okay. So one more thing, what do you suggest that a new aspirant they should do the financial plan, Excel preparation first, and then give the exam, or giving the exam and then then the case study, which has actually worked
mm,
for you? Like what you felt that I should have
for
done
me,
this first. Yeah.
For me, FPA is better. While you are calculating all the things, you feel like you are preparing something. So you'll be
Mm,
able to remember the formulas, everything, how you have done. If you directly
mm,
give the exam, you feel like you're tense. You just completed all the reading module, everything thoroughly, and you have little bit of practice. So you will get
mm,
tensed once you got the case study and whatever the problems you'll feel. But
mm,
if you do the FPA first, then because there
mm,
are almost like 20 Excel sheets, sorry,
yeah.
20 sheets in
Mm,
Excel. So you have
mm,
to go through every page and then you have to check it. So that
correct.
makes you go where you can't make any slight mistake. One slight mistake, it will change whole numbers and figures, and that doesn't make a sense of making a plan. So you
Mm,
will be checking thoroughly, and behind backside, you will be encouraging me to complete these things in a
mm,
time
correct.
frame which you gave me, because
Mm,
there they will be giving almost 1 month, but you have made me a deadline that you have to complete this in 1 week to 10 days. So that's how
mm,
I got some kind of encouragement, and I completed this in. I started making FPA in last days, like 1 to 10 days frame you gave. I still 20 days were behind, but I started like 5 to 10 days between. Then I made all the Excel sheet framework, and after
mm,
that, after seeing the question, analyzing everything, I made some points and I asked you whether this kind of story, because every plan we have to make a story and then we
correct.
have to execute it. So I have
Correct.
asked you is this the story correct? And you have said yes. Then I
Mm,
went to complete that all
mm,
things. That's
mm.
how I did.
So, one piece of advice for your fellow members who are working
Mm.
professionals and they have a time constraints to study. So, how do
Yeah.
you think that they can do it? Because they will say that they do not have time to study. So, the time constraint is there. So, how
Mhm.
they can face this
If,
time challenge?
if
Yeah.
they are having online classes, and if their work time is from 9 to 7, they can wake
Mm,
up early and they can keep 1 hour
mm,
for their online classes, and one-on-one session or group online class they can attend at evening, so that it will be like 2 hours. And
mm,
already they are working, so they can have all the market knowledge, everything. So it will
mm.
be very helpful if the working people are doing. So I feel like 2 hours a day, it will be more enough.
More
Not
enough, is it?
every like a long stretch 3 hours like that. It doesn't
It's
matter.
not required.
1 hour
Yeah.
through class and 1 hour through online your self study, then
Mm,
it's good.
okay. Yeah.
At least
And
minimum 2 hours is still required.
required, right? And every day 2 hours is required, is it?
Hmm.
You didn't
Yeah,
take any
or
gap.
once in a while you can Sundays you can take a break. As my ma'am said, Sundays you can take a break. I took it.
Yes, yeah. We have to enjoy also, no? We can't take too much of stress. If you study too
Yeah.
much, what happens? You start memorizing the questions. When you start memorizing the
Mm.
questions, in the exam
It's
you'll
like
get
a
some other
self.
question.
Mm.
So it
Mm.
will not work for you. And one more question which I wanted to ask you, probably I was asking other students also. You opted to do the exam from online from home, and you preferred not to go to
Yes.
the NSC center. Was it a good decision from your side, or what do you suggest? People are very confused. Ki I
Uh,
should go to the offline because they're scared ki the internet problem may
mm.
come in the house,
Yeah.
and I'm scared how they will watch me. So, what is your experience
Mm.
like?
See, in offline thing, all the people surround you, and they will only the network issue. Because of network issue, people will go to offline session. And
Mm,
the camera thing, you are not able to see the camera. You can't see whatever you are seeing this side or that side. It doesn't make you like a small piece of image in the. You will just see the questions, everything. Even in offline mode, the same thing works. Only the people around you will be helping if they have
mm,
any network issue.
mm,
In the online method, you have to do it yourself. So you
mm,
have to have a very good bandwidth, and
mm,
then no silence, I mean, no disturbance for silence. It should be there.
mm. Mm,
So why? Because I'm staying in a very long distance, I have to travel from this place to Hyderabad, and then traveling makes me a kind of irritation mode that makes me
mm,
sick. One day I need to
mm,
take a rest. So why
mm,
that time it's a waste of time. So I felt like I'll
mm.
take online exam.
Okay.
So first time I tried, but second
Mm,
time, if there is a bad network issue, that will make you tense. That's for sure is there,
mm, yeah.
because I
Mm,
have that issue while
mm,
attempting second time. there is a issue like our whole like whatever the Wi-Fi provider, their Wi-Fi providing company got some error and the network is not there. So I have got
Mm.
access like permission with them, and I have switched the laptop and then I did. So
Okay.
everyone can't do it because everyone don't keep second laptop besides, because they
Mm.
will be asking you to see all the 360 degrees room and everything. So I have asked the permission. As I have the second laptop in my home, I have completed it. So
Mm.
if people
No,
are
but
having very
mm,
offline is better. If
mm,
far people are there where people are doing
mm,
it from remote areas, then they can
mm.
have offline online thing.
Online things. Okay. And one more thing, like you have learned all the tools. You have learned how to use the Excel. You learned how to use the Open Office. You learned to use the calculator also. So, what has actually helped you? Now, which strategy for you has actually helped? Is it the calculator or
Because
is it the
I
Excel?
feel Excel is better, because in calculator actually it's a very easy thing, but in Excel na you can see what is the different. I mean, before step you did, because we have to, if we are calculating for EMI calculation, we have to know the FV calculation. In calculator we can't every time go back to see the. In Excel
Mm,
we can see it front and we can just keep that number in the cell and then we can
mm,
execute it. But in
mm,
calculator it's not like that, we have to change every time. So it's kind of
mm.
a bit it time. Whoever is very comfortable in calculator, they can do it, but my method is Excel.
Okay. Yeah. So many of people they say that who we are good at calculators, why to learn the Excel? So I advocate that you should learn the Excel because professionally it will be useful when you do it for your clients.
Yes.
That is number one, it
Mm.
is useful. Secondly, as you
See, one
mentioned,
of the thing is,
yeah.
in calculator you'll be doing yourself, you can't show that to the clients. In Excel if
Mm,
you do it, you can perform whatever the performance you did, you can show to the clients directly. You don't have to
mm,
again do the calculator and enter the details in the Excel. You don't have to do it simultaneously, you can directly do it on Excel and you can perform the same thing in front of clients, and that
mm,
also makes the clients to feel that okay, she or he is kind of knowledgeable
mm.
in doing the calculations kind of thing. It makes some kind of mark for them
Yes,
to
it
believe
has
in you.
believe in you, know, when you show it live doing it, the number changings and everything. So they have a confidence on you. Okay, yes, you're showing the right things. Yeah. So yes, no doubt, you have given us a very good pathway to it. And one final question, which I'd like to say, that when you failed your exam for the first time, I'm sure you must have felt a lot of heartbreaks, and you must have felt, oh, I shouldn't have given. Why did I do? And you must have
Mm,
cried over the things,
mm,
and you must have thought of giving up. Then what has
mm,
brought you back? And I'm sure when you fail, they
mm.
give you one scorecard, on your performance on the
Yeah,
different parameters. So did you
in that
review that?
scorecard,
Yeah. Yeah.
I have reviewed my scorecard. In that, I have like all my scorecard is almost above the red line. Only the taxation has got me to fail it. I have a little bit of fear in my taxation during my preparation also. Even the Sunita ma'am said that you have to be very thorough in tax and you have to learn more. That when you have a fear of one thing, so many people will say you have to move on that fear, but still it will be there inside you. So that time
Mm,
I felt a little bit of lacked of in tax, and then I've got all very non whatever the questions I prepared for tax that are extremely given, like not a basic ones, that different kind of hard level questions were given, and by seeing that only I got somehow tensed, and I didn't get away through and calculated the whole questions. I left 2 to 3 questions there, and I completed because time is lacking behind. So I
mm,
completed other questions, and when I came back to tax, and it's already almost time. So like that, it
mm,
got all trembled. That's how.
mm,
But after seeing that, I didn't stop there, because the only because of tax, I don't want to behind it. So I again
mm,
got the strength myself. I will attempt the next cycle, and then
mm,
as soon as I completed I got the score, and then I again started doing this preparation from January mid, and then I completed all the tax things. First, this
mm,
time I started with tax preparation.
yes. So you followed that pattern
Mm,
on which we tell, no? We tell
yeah,
the students to do it in one particular flow, starting with the capital gains, then the deductions, then we
yes,
learn the income from
yeah.
house properties, and
Other
then we do the
sources,
sub.
yeah.
So we have restructured or the redesigned that sequence of tax topics, so which is made easy for the students to learn. I'm sure you must have followed that path. In the hindsight, if you recall the questions which you had done it in December, you must have felt difficult, but it was not actually difficult, you know. Your preparations
Mm,
was not there, so that's why you felt like that. Because taxation is something very structured. It is nothing out of the blue they'll ask you. Whatever the rules, the same thing they'll ask you as well. Yes, many
mm,
CFPs are scared of the taxations, but I say that first we have to conquer that thing, whatever happens, because that is an important hook for us with the clients also. Clients also love when you talk about the taxation part of it. They're understanding that, okay, you know more about the taxation. The moment you address to the clients about the taxation, rest of the financial planning comes on an easy way.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So one more thing which I wanted to ask, you know, suddenly it just slipped out of my mind. How many case studies did you practice, kind of a thing? Like we have more than 20 case studies on our
More than
portal.
yeah.
Yeah, but how
I
many
have
you actually did?
completed thoroughly. I have completed 10 to 12 case studies, and apart from others, have just went through it. 10 to 12, I have done from every question point to point thing, and other I
Mm-hmm.
have just read it.
Okay.
And the thing is, in your portal, there are theory questions which are CFP theory questions that help me to complete all the ethics kind of questions and everything. Because while you are reading ethics questions, I mean ethics book, you don't need what kind of questions you will be getting. But after
Mm,
seeing the questions in the portal, okay, this kind of questions may occur like this. So
mm,
almost kind of with a different meaning. The options are same, the question pattern will be changing and slightly different. I got the
mm.
questions like that in my exam.
Okay. So, Manda, from the theory part has helped you. And one
Mm,
final question, like we have the videos for each of the every questions
yes.
solutions we have
Yeah.
done.
Mm,
So while I personally do not encourage students to watch the videos, but when I go and take the feedback from the students, many of them have seen the videos and they picked it up. So how many videos
yeah.
you have actually watched, and did you really find it
Mm.
beneficial for you?
After doing case studies myself, I mean, you used to say, na, first we have to write down and then do it. First, I will be completing, then I'll go and watch the video if I'm going in the right way or not.
Correct.
So that
Mm,
kind of it helped. And sometimes in one-to-one session, somewhere our mind goes, sometimes we distract and we didn't remember the points. That time, during that time, the already recorded videos will be helping us to recall the chapter or something, the topic which has already completed like
mm.
that.
Okay. Some people say that the recordings are very boring and all. What is your take on it?
No, it's not boring
Mm, yeah.
because you have clearly mentioned everything each to each topic and you have mentioned it in a slow way. So,
Yeah. And if anybody wants to do it to learn on their own without my support, without taking
yeah.
one-to-one classes, can
Mm.
they do on their own? You know, watching the videos and can do it on their own. What do you think?
Without only by watching videos.
Yeah, without interacting with me and directly,
Mm.
if I say somebody, okay, these are the courses, this is the program for the fast track,
Mhm.
follow this, just do these things, and you'll be good to
Mm.
go. Will that help,
Yeah.
or do you think that
If they have
one-to-one
too
is
much
required?
of time,
Mhm,
if they have too much of time and if they are studying every module in their own pace and then
mhm,
they are seeing the videos, then it will be helpful. If they have less time and if they're doing faster model, reading all whole modules is not at all very easy. So
mhm,
if explaining is different and reading is different because you are already have mentored too many students, you know how to make their own pace and you'll be making us to learn in an
yes,
easy way. So
yes,
that's the thing I refer for every subject a teacher. Even in market also, you will be always having a mentor.
mm,
Either if you are working in a office where you will be having a manager or you will be having colleague, whoever mentors you. So like that
correct,
in this course also, I feel like mentor is important. If they have
mm.
no time or if they have don't have that much kind of spending thing, then they can offer this. But mentorship is very important. Mentoring because
So,
somewhere you may lag out. You will be understanding a question in your own way, but the question will be in different way. So you
mm,
are the person who will make me to understand this question. You have to read like this, and you have to make down the notes like this. If I
correct,
read this what is your name? And then I will be saying, my name is Preeti and I have completed MBA. But you will be saying, your name is Preeti and you have pursued your completed in MBA like this. You're
Mm.
not straightforward, but in a different way
Yeah,
approach.
breaking it down.
Because,
Yeah.
yeah.
So one-to-one coaching has added value to you. And had you studied in a batch of 30, the
Mm,
measure of success would have been
yeah.
different. What do you think?
It's like I have done my in regular path. During regular path, I was in a group of people. That time I'm the younger student. All people are used to see the answers before me, and I don't know the Excel calculations that much thoroughly during that time because that time I was only become first year, second sem person. Okay,
Mm,
first year completed girl. I'm not that much knowledgeable, so everyone used to see the answers, and I feel like so used to give the path. However, you teach me he also say the same thing but during all the whole people giving me and he can't have the concentration to one now he'll just see whoever answered and at the end of the day he will ask like in the text like did you got all the information or
mm,
like this so that
correct.
time I feel like there are too many knowledgeable in front of me and I'm not that much great person so
Yeah,
when
but
you're having one-on-one session you feel like okay you are the only person in the room or whatever the knowledge you have, you will be gaining it.
mm, correct. So that hesitation will be off. When you do one-to-one, your hesitation will be off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have to
Mm,
worry if you make errors also. The
mm,
group studies is important as well as
mm,
uh, they'll get too much of courage if there are any lagging behind students they will see other people and they will encourage and then they will self brought up and in
mm,
my case I already have too much combined studies because I recently completed my college and I came so if
mm,
I join with other students who are working people then I feel like I was held back
mm.
so because of that one reason I choose one-on-one session.
Yeah, but as per your experience, being a clean slate, not knowing too much of the markets, was a added advantage to you, or you wish that you knew all the markets and all the
No.
products? You know?
If I know too much of knowledge, then I couldn't have completed this in an easy way. See, if you
Mm,
know too much of knowledge, you don't know what way you have to think.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
if you're too much of answers, if you have too much of answers, you don't know which answer you have to give to your client.
correct. And also, there is a point that you have to surrender to the studies, which I always tell the students that you should surrender to what you're learning. If you don't surrender, that will hit you back. You know, that ego will hit you back, kind of a thing. You
Mm,
sit with an attitude that I know everything, you know. So we always tell, you know, whatever you know, just keep it outside the room, come here, surrender everything, and then you're good to go. So
yeah.
now, as I mentioned, we wanted one picture of before CFP, Preethi's photo, and one photo after Preethi has done. So where do you see yourself, the transformation from here to here in the 6 months journey?
Mm, like, from there to here, I can have my confidence of myself
Yes. Mm,
and without worrying I can go and talk about before I only have little bit of NISM certificates even with that I can do whatever I want like a videos or something but with this CFP I can start my own podcast or I can do my own videos and then I can kind of be a education person educational
mm,
person to other people who are like now uh, studying students like BCom or something because financial education is very important nowadays. All
yeah.
people are always pursuing BTech, medical, everything. So I want to
Mm,
change it. Like finance is also a sector which whatever the market will be, but this will help you. That's what
mm,
I want to make that point straight to the students. So now I
mm.
can do it.
With a lot of confidence. You know? Yeah.
Yeah.
And your actual learning will start from today onwards, you know. What I mean by
Mhm.
today itself, because the actual learning, what you have learned was theory. Now, when you interact with the investors, when you understand their behavioral patterns, when you do the another
Yeah.
program of behavioral finance, if you do that, you'll be understanding the psychology of the investors
Yeah.
then, and then you'll be actually putting them into the right format.
Yes,
You know,
yes.
so
Here in office, we will be seeing different kind of age people, and we are able to understand their mindset, and we have to make them to understand to the down to the point. Where a
Correct.
lot of patience is needed and everything. So
Mm,
that I'm learning those things.
yes. Yes, it's a absolutely very good interaction. Thank you so much, Preeti. And you were
Thank you so much,
one of
ma'am,
the
for your
best.
guiding.
You're one of the best students. I would say one of the best students. Why? Because I rarely scold students. I don't have the nature of scolding students. But I remember once I did that, and
Yeah.
I was not happy that day. Ki, what did I do to Preeti kind of thing? Because I thought ki she knows everything and why she's asking the basic questions. So maybe that day when I scolded, there must have been some points which has hit your mind kind of a thing. You must have felt, oh my God,
Mm.
why did she scold me? Because I don't even know how to scold that way. But you are the one
Yeah.
student whom I scolded as such. So,
But it's okay. Every teacher, if teacher scolds me, I'm a recently passed out student, so I feel like a very good thing only. Now I don't know where I'm going wrong. So you have just said that point and I like loud voice. It's not even a scolding thing. So I don't feel
yeah,
bad. I didn't feel bad that day. I
yeah,
just like, okay, I'm just lagging behind. I have to concentrate on that part. So I did
yes,
that, and the next day only I completed that sheet in a
yes.
neat manner, I guess. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. The bucket
Mm,
strategica thing, that was a thing I must have
yes.
told at least 100 times.
Mm,
And for some
mm,
godly reason, that was not fitting their mind. But the moment I scolded you,
mm,
next day you came with that entire plan kind of a thing. So that 1 minute made a lot of
mm,
difference to you. Yes. And some hits are required in life. If you don't get the hits, though, you'll just be playful around kind of
mm.
thing. So the next steps forward, I wish you a lot of success in whatever journey you're going, entrepreneurial journey you're doing it, adding a lot of wealth creation for the people. I feel this is the most noblest profession where you are not just
Sure.
creating wealth for yourself, you're creating wealth for so many
Yeah,
people around you.
so that's beautiful.
So that's the best thing of your life. So I really wish you a lot of success and any more programs which you want to learn, maybe the CFAs or you want to learn derivatives
I'll
or
just
take some.
derivatives. I have already NISM kind of. I have 7 certificates for NISM and insurance thing.
Mm,
So now I have to complete a research analyst in next month.
mm,
So
yes.
that's my
Mm.
short-term goal.
Yeah, this is there on my table right now. So we have
So
students
you're
for the
teaching.
research analyst also
Yes.
that
Mm.
I have this book. So I'm always flooded with books around me. So this is the thing we have. I teach
Derivatives, CFA. Okay. Yeah,
CFA, I
yeah.
teach that.
CFA, I'll
And
take in next 1.5 year break, I think, maybe.
yeah, then I teach this
Because it's
financial
not an
modeling
easy thing.
also. Financial modeling also I
Mm,
teach. So a lot of things.
not too
All
much.
the no, not too
Mm,
much. See, the maths of everything is the same. The subjects
mm,
are different, but the maths is same. So if somebody knows the maths of finance, he can do anything. He can do financial modeling, he can do derivatives, he can do research. Because everywhere it is the same. Calculations of returns, risk, standard deviations, time value of money. It's just the same. Only the language is different. That's
yeah.
it.
Understanding ways to think.
Correct. Yeah. So
Mm.
keep in touch. Once you get your certification, show that and we'll
Yes,
celebrate your success. Whenever you come down to
yes, sir.
Hyderabad, we'll celebrate your success.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, and
Mm,
a lot of appreciation to your parents for standing by you. When you were studying,
mm,
they were always next to you. So I think they played a bigger role than me that way.
yeah,
I'm just a small push kind of a thing, but they were the ones who were standing
my
next to
father,
you. Yeah.
yeah, my father and mother, they are too much like even though I wanted to go out, they will feel me like you don't have to go out. You can just enjoy in the home. Kind of, you can watch this, watch that. They don't stop
Mm.
me from doing anything. So
Yes.
I'm too much of into K dramas that also I have always time to watch them, and I feel like okay, I've enjoyed, and then I'll go back to my study. So that's how.
Yes. Yeah, so that
Mm,
balance is required. Too much of studies, no,
mm,
you lose your natural intelligence that way. So we have to study very sharply and smartly only. We don't have to study continuously hours together, kind of a thing. Oh, so that will actually damage our intelligence. That way. So we have to study lightly but consistently every day. That is the only mantra of success of CFP. That way. So every
yes,
day,
ma'am.
one excuse, and we are done. I say the way we advise our investors, ki, you have to do systematic investment every month. We say The same thing applies to us also. Every day we have to study systematically. 1 hour, that's it, not more than that. If we
Mhm.
can't take out 1 hour, that means we are not respecting the program.
Mhm.
Tell you then. Have a
Yes,
nice
ma'am.
day. Bye bye.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.